Christopher Banner with the National Weather Service in Slidell, Louisiana, and welcome to our weekly weather briefing for Thursday, December 19th, 2019, as we'll take a quick glance at this weekend's weather and an early look at your Christmas week forecast. Here's a quick overview. We have one more night of chilly temperatures across the region. A few locations could see temperatures drop down to near or just below freezing for a few hours, and this will mainly be north of the I-10-12 corridor. And locations like Slidell, Pascagoula, and Macomb have the greatest potential for freezing temperatures. We will see a return of rain beginning this weekend. A surface low pressure system should move through the northern Gulf over the weekend with highest rain chances on Saturday and into Sunday. And we may even see some small hail possible Sunday, although we're not really anticipating much in the way of thunderstorms over the land areas, and probably most of the thunderstorms will be confined to the coastal waters. However, the greatest impact we could see from this system could be very strong winds over the marine waters that may lead to us issuing a gale watch or warning. We're looking for warmer than normal temperatures for your Christmas week, so if you're looking for those cold temperatures, we've got bad news. And then we could see a return of fog early to mid next week as well. And I'm going to take a really quick look at our severe weather on Monday, pointing out the two tornadoes that we had. One was an EF3 in Amite County, and the other was an EF1 in Tangipahoa Parish that pushed into Washington Parish. So quickly, here's your weekend weather forecast. Rain chances do increase this weekend, but they may start to see rain kind of push into the area overnight Friday. The highest rain chances will be Saturday and into Sunday, and this is as a surface low pressure system starts to develop in the northern Gulf and tracks off to the east-northeast. We're not anticipating any severe weather with this system. In fact, there may be little to no lightning over our land areas, and whatever thunderstorms we do have will probably be contained to our coastal waters. That said, as a deep, cold upper-level low moves across the region on Sunday, those very cold temperatures in the mid-levels of the atmosphere could lead to some small hail Sunday. You're looking like maybe pellet-size hail, but nothing severe, and it'll be more of a, wow, kind of cool than a, oh no, let me get out of the way, don't get hurt. But the biggest impact from this system altogether this weekend could be needing a gale watch or warning for the region, as we could see some wind gusts greater than 40 knots over the coastal waters. Here's your Christmas outlook. If you're looking for those cold temperatures for Christmas Day, we've got nothing but bad news. There is a very high probability of above normal temperatures from December 24th to December 28th for basically the eastern two-thirds of the continental United States. So from the Rockies all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, we're looking for above normal temperatures. Currently, we're forecasting highs in the lower 70s across the region on Christmas Day, and there may be even a small chance of rain that day as well. And then the other thing we got to watch out for is the possibility of fog developing around early mid next week. Not anticipating sea fog, more like what we call radiational fog, so it could be very patchy in nature. When we say patchy, you could go from some dense fog to almost no fog, back into dense fog pretty quick, so it could lead to some hazardous driving conditions. But we'll have to keep a close eye on that next week to see if we need any dense fog advisories. So we had severe weather across the region on Monday, and we had two tornadoes that occurred in our area of responsibility. The first tornado was what we rated an EF3 tornado in Amite County, Mississippi. The tornado first touched down around 2:30 p.m. just to the west of Liberty, and then tracked off to the northeast with its peak winds and the highest rating occurring just north of Liberty, where we had that EF3 rated tornado. Peak winds were around 140 miles an hour. Not only was it an EF3, but this was also a very wide tornado with its max width being half a mile wide. That's a pretty big tornado for our area. The tornado continued to track off to the northeast, getting pretty close to Smithdale before it exited Amite County at 3:02. Now, we only tracked the tornado to Amite County because that's where our area of responsibility ends. The National Weather Service in Jackson, Mississippi takes over at the Lincoln County line, and they continue to track that tornado where it finally lifted just to the south of Brookhaven before it crossed I-55. All in all, the tornado track was actually 30 miles, but within our area of responsibility, it was 20 miles long. And again, this was a EF3 with maximum estimated winds of around 140 miles an hour. We did have 3 injuries, luckily no fatalities with this system. Our second tornado began in Tangipahoa Parish. Now, this was a much smaller track and a little bit weaker tornado. It was an EF1 with estimated winds of around 105 miles an hour, and most, if not all, the damage was really associated with tree damage. The max width of this tornado, though, was only 50 yards wide, and the track was only 1.35 miles long. Now, this was a very short-lived tornado in our area of responsibility. This system, though, this supercell, actually tracked to the northeast all the way into central Alabama, where it, along its track, dropped multiple tornadoes. The second tornado occurring just before Columbia, Mississippi, where there was some considerable damage in Columbia. There was another tornado near Summerall, Mississippi, and then this system dropped an EF3 tornado again in near Laurel, Mississippi. So this system, this supercell also had an EF3 tornado with it. But again, this track of this supercell started in Tangipahoa Parish and then tracked all the way into central Alabama, which was around 260 miles long. So, real quick summary of what we're expecting. One more chilly night tonight. A few locations could see temperatures drop to near or just below freezing for a few hours. Again, those areas maybe like Slidell, Pascagoula, Bogalusa, Macomb, what we call those kind of like cold air drainage areas. So they'll see temperatures drop tonight. We do see rain return to the region this weekend, maybe as early as overnight, Friday night. And this is because of a surface low pressure system that's developing over the northern Gulf, and it will track to the east-northeast this weekend. The highest rain chances will be Saturday, with some rain, with a good chance of rain on Sunday as well. Not really anticipating much in the way of lightning. If we do have any thunderstorms, they're likely going to be over the Gulf waters. However, on Sunday, because that cold core upper level low system moves across the region, we may see some very small hail. The biggest impact, though, from this system could be over the marine areas, where we may need a gale watch warning, gale watch or gale warning, as there could be wind gusts of greater than 40 knots. And then looking at your Christmas week forecast, temperatures continue to warm, and we're expecting above normal temperatures Christmas Day and into the latter portions of next week. Fog could also return early to mid next week, so that could be an issue we need to watch for. And then we also discussed the 2 tornadoes that we had on Monday, where we had the EF3 in Amite County, Mississippi, and then the EF1 in Tangipahoa and Washington Parish. Thank you again for joining us, and everybody have a great weekend and try to stay dry.